Whoa!
Whoa!
That is a long episode.
Super long episode.
So long, in fact, that I'm going to have to split it into 2 parts.
2 parts!
Tune in next week, folks, to hear the exciting conclusion of Tesla vehicles.
And butt stuff.
Do we talk about butts? Well, you'll find out.
Maybe we do.
Next week.
Like, our kids are going to get old shitter cars. They're going to get from A to B because our kids don't need a fancy-ass car.
But
why do kids need fancy cars?
They will be electric.
Okay, used.
So-
like,
We're jumping into that world.
I'll probably say, because Landon's going to get my hand-me-down car, it's probably going to be one of your guys' electric hand-me-down cars. So it is
Exactly.
going to be
It will be.
older.
Like-
It will be. Yes.
Yeah.
our kids are not going to
I mean,
get
they're
brand
10
ass
years
new.
away
Like,
from that. Yeah. No.
Yeah.
no, there's no
Even-
reason.
A, we can't afford it. B, even if we
For
could,
sure.
you're gonna go through that. That's to me, it's a rite of passage.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for
First
sure.
first car I drove was Mom's '87 Taurus wagon. What horny fucking adolescent dude wants to pull up in a fucking maroon '87 Taurus wagon? Zero. That's how
where
many.
you lost your virginity, though, right?
No, it's
Oh,
not.
okay.
No.
But you've learned how to respect vehicles because you didn't start with a brand new spanking vehicle.
Yeah,
Correct.
like I
Yeah.
had to buy my first car with my tax money from my job, and I respected
Wow.
it more.
Wow.
And I got an old ass beater for $300.
Wow.
Yeah, because my dad's really good at finding cheap shit. That's
Yeah,
where
yeah.
I get my vibes
Yeah.
from. But I mean,
I was living in the fucking penthouse compared to that, and I thought I had it rough.
So do
I
you
didn't
think
care. I had a fucking car.
I
know.
was the same way.
But dad actually got me my first. Like it was a '78 Oldsmobile Cutlass Supreme maroon with a white rag top, and it was like $1,500, I think. But he bought it.
No, I want
Which
our
is
kids to
unbelievable.
pay for at least half. Like you're
Yeah.
gonna respect this.
Well,
like,
we should
thing.
teach them money then. Like
That's
soon.
what, that is
Yeah.
one thing that we like implemented.
I'm so bad at that. We're bad at that. They have no concept
because it's
of
so
money.
fun.
Yeah.
I love being able to buy things for our kids. Like
Yeah.
it's such a
It's
fucking
Yes.
blast.
fun. Yes. Yes.
Oh my gosh!
And I think
100%.
it's because, because you grew when
but-
you grew up, you were a little poor too, and you got a lot of hand-me-downs from your brothers. We grew up
Yes,
poor,
high five.
so like we didn't get those things. So that's why we like smother our children with
Yes.
gifts. We're going on trips. We're gonna go do this. You guys are gonna get all these things because I didn't get that as a child. But then you think like, shit, am I spoiling them? But then you see the kindness in your children. And you're like, okay,
Yes.
they
Yeah.
they
worth it.
appreciate it. Like it's different when you have shitty kids. I shouldn't say kids.
Well, but you've
shitty,
also
but-
started to like you started to show them that like, so they get cash for their birthday or whatever. You show them like, okay, you can have this, but then you need to give me that $20. You know what I mean? So like,
Oh,
even
yeah.
though we buy them
Yeah.
a bunch of shit
Yeah.
for little things, you
we've
at least
done that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we've done that.
Yeah.
Another thought too that I don't remember where I saw this. I think it was actually the twins. If they want something, then another thing you can do is like go down to the basement and be like, okay, you need to pick out 5 things you're going to get rid of that we can
Oh.
give to Goodwill or give to kids that don't have anything.
Yep.
You pick out 5 things that you're willing to give up, and then we can go get that Barbie or whatever it is that you want.
yeah.
So that's another thing too that I thought was really kind of
Yeah,
a cool.
that's a really good
instead
idea.
of just giving it to them because you can,
Yeah.
just because I mean they have like, what did you say they have like 85
my
Barbies or something?
God.
I mean it's ridiculous.
But they're
Lots
all
of hand me
I haven't
downs
even
and
counted the.
I mean we have a lot of them. I don't want to sound like we're spending $25 a pop on
We've
Barbies every
Barbies
week.
did like
A
half
lot
of
of
them.
yeah, they were given to us by my nieces.
And Barbies
Oh,
nowadays
but
are pretty, like just the dolls are pretty
some of them are
cheap.
pretty. Yeah, some of
Yeah.
them are. Some of them are expensive.
But like
some of
back
them
to
aren't.
like
Yeah.
spoiling kids, I never got to go back to school shopping. We always had to wait for taxes.
Yeah.
And so Paul, like for Elsie's first year of kindergarten, goes, "We don't need to go back to school shopping. It's not that big of a deal." I'm like, "Yes, it is." Oh my god, like
That's
I
all
never got to
wanted.
do
I know.
this.
We went to Goodwill for back to school shopping.
Wow.
Or yeah, I had to do
Yeah.
that with tax season.
Yep.
Like I never had brand new shoes. So
That's
with
so
Elsie,
funny.
I'm like, no, she needs brand new shoes. She needs
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
bam,
Dude,
bam,
shoes.
bam.
No, it was always
Oh my
fun for me
God.
too. Yeah, I mean, we were definitely on a budget. It's not like we were loaded, but we
No.
were, we were. I would say we were comfortable middle class or
Yeah.
whatever. And like I got to go back to school shopping. It was
Yeah, yeah.
like basically what it was is it was like it's so funny how this stuff like comes to you, right?
Yeah.
So it's like you can get 1 pair of brand name jeans, and then the rest have to be
Yeah, yeah.
generic or whatever. So
Yeah.
it'd be like. Oh, that 1 pair of Guess or that 1 pair of Gerbeau. How about that for dating yourself? That white tag right here was the coolest fucking thing ever. Do you even know what I'm talking about? You're
Nope.
looking at me like
No.
a deer in
No,
headlights.
sorry, we're millennials.
Yeah, sorry, I'm older than you guys. Gen X, bitches. But the thing for me that really reminded me that like, oh yeah, like it didn't matter to me, but it was like, oh yeah, we it wasn't even so much that we were poor. It was just Dad wasn't going to just mindlessly spend money, right? What are they?
I don't know.
They didn't
my
get into your
phone. I don't
toys,
know.
did they?
No, I don't even. They're locked up. I don't know where they are.
That was hilarious.
That is funny.
Chris is sitting on one.
He's been
true.
sitting on it all day.
Butt plug.
She has an app on her phone that goes up or down.
It's the new, like, it's
Yeah.
her wearing the pants. It's like the new version,
Yeah.
the new high tech version of it. There's an
Yeah,
app
yeah.
on your phone. You just put it in the thinger, and but we would go to the we'd go to Osseo Junior High to the hockey swap. Like you walk around and
Yeah.
find skates that fit you, and you trade in your.
Which makes sense because skates
Yeah.
are so expensive.
Oh my gosh.
Well,
the whole
skate,
thing is
hockey,
expensive.
Hockey is really expensive,
Yeah.
but also. My dad's just like, he's not going to spend, what was it back then? Maybe $75 or something like that. for a
Kim's
new pair.
family was so poor that she had hand-me-down sex toys.
You're so gross.
You
My
know,
parents
nothing
my
bleach
kids,
can't fix.
My parents are Ken and Barbie. They have flat parts, so they don't do it. Yeah.
Oh, we have flat parts.
Keep thinking that. Keep
I'm gonna
thinking
keep
that.
thinking. No,
Keep thinking that.
the funny thing is, I thought we were super poor growing up. I always thought that. Just come to find out that my dad is a hoarder of putting money away in savings accounts and pretending like money doesn't exist. Which is great now when I'm an adult and I'm like, hey,
You son of a bitch.
What are you doing with all that money? And he
Yeah.
has a freaking savings account for all of our kids to go to college, all his grandkids to go to college.
Jesus.
All the umpiring money he makes, because he does
Wow.
umpiring like church softballs, baseballs. I think he does football
I
occasionally.
think it's just baseball. I don't think it's baseballs.
the softballs, all that. He does that for high schools and all
I got
that.
your softballs, lady.
Good God.
So my dad, like, all he does with that money, well, he
Wow.
usually he stashes away. He's like, yeah, I have a savings account for all the grandkids to go to college. and I'm like, fuck, I'm not sending my kids to college. I'm taking that money.
Hell yes.
Completely
I
different.
do.
Needs a
I love to make
vacation.
jokes too, and my dad.
Fingers crossed by then, college will be free. It should be.
Maybe
That would be
We'll
cool.
see.
Hello,
my
nerds.
Yeah,
favorite.
we'll
my
see.
favorite part. To
You guys
joke,
carry on. I really, really have to. You know what?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and you can if you don't
Yeah,
want that
stick
other Diet
shit.
Mountain Dew, that's yours.
Yeah, the lube is under the sink.
thank you.
Another thing too, like, so I thought we were like, I just make jokes with my dad all the time, like, hey, if you get COVID and die, I cannot wait to inherit all that money.
Why not?
I know. I'm like, I never knew. My mom's like, oh yeah, he has this much money in this account, this, and this, and he got a huge retirement. He's a retired sheriff. And
Oh,
he
yeah,
retired
I knew that.
early. But like, we lived poorly, so he could put all this money away in case something happened.
You know, some people
Shit.
push down the gay. He pushed down the being a nice guy. And now he's come out of the closet and is a
Yeah,
Son of a
sweet
bitch.
Yeah, my dad's a sweet guy. He didn't pay for those doors upstairs though, and I'm like, we need to go buy these new doors to fix before we sell the house, and then he just made me pay for them.
Oh, man, no, we like grew up on Wick,
Oh,
which
okay.
I mean, we had cheese coming out of our asshole.
For real,
like-
and milk that would expire because you
Oh
couldn't
my
drink
God,
it all.
yeah, or like the powdered shit.
yeah.
Ugh. But like we would go to Walmart and buy like the Jordan. Is that how you say it?
Are you
Jordan.
talking about?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Those jeans.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
they were super ass cheap, and then they became a thing for a while.
And
but
then
like,
that's
they
right,
would rip
wow.
or
so
Kmart.
easy.
Yes,
Yes.
because it was like that stretchy ass material.
Yeah, Kmart. I used to call it came apart because everything my parents
Yes.
would buy us there would fall apart.
These, yeah, like no, so bad.
That's so funny.
But me being the oldest, like I usually would get hand-me-downs too from like friends, family members and whatnot. But fuck, yeah, I just get so excited for back to school shopping. I'm
I
just
know, me
like,
too.
Oh my God.
And
It's
Landon
so
doesn't
cool
care.
that-
Landon is very much like Chris, where he's like, I'm fine with what I got. And I'm like, are you sure? And then what's nice too is like Landon has been, this is how we've raised Landon. I love Landon. I love Layla too, but
It's so weird.
Landon's
We always
friend,
had that one child. Don't worry.
he's my golden boy. So his friend was like, yeah, I saved all this money for mowing lawns, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to buy these $800 Air Jordans or something. And Landon's like, you're going to what? He's like, I'm going to buy these $800. And Landon goes, shh, $800 shoes? Really?
That's my boy.
And he goes, you know what you could spend $800 on? You know how many video? You could get a VR for $800. And I'm like, that's Landon.
I love that.
I really love the fact that lube is warming lube.
right?
Yeah.
Oh my
It tingles.
Yeah. Yeah.
But then you have to, it feels like you're on fire for a little bit.
Yeah. Like the
Yeah.
beehole's a little right now, but it feels
It'll
good
cool
though.
down.
Yeah.
Eventually.
Oh my God.
Helps with the roids.
Speaking of assholes, let's get to our favorite segment.
I gotta pee.
Oh, you got to pee? Go ahead.
Okay.
So Anyways,
What's your favorite segment? Snacks?
snacks.
Oh, do it now.
Okay.
Come with me, and you'll see a bunch of honkies using the N-word.
Wow.
Maybe they do
That's what
listen
Charlie
to your
and the
podcast.
Chocolate Factory was about, actually.
I read the book. Have you read the book?
Charlie and the Chocolate Factory was about racism?
It was,
Absolutely.
yeah,
Chocolate was code word.
exactly.
Bunch
But
of slaves in the factory.
Holy shit.
12 years a chocolatier.
Yep.
I never, ever made. I guess I watched it, just took it at face value.
New eyes.
Yes.
I'm not going to go sit back through it again and watch it through a different lens. It was a good movie, but it wasn't that good.
So this is the final snack that we have, that little pink box right there.
Yeah?
Now, there's only 2 pieces of, I'm assuming, chocolate. I don't know what the fuck that thing
Oh,
is.
Jesus.
What does it say on the box there?
Can you read that?
Made with Fuck you, lady. Made with ruby cocoa beans.
And fetuses.
What's it called?
Bachi?
Bachi.
I love a bocce.
Not hibachi, just bachi. Basai?
Basai.
Where's it from?
Backy.
Italy.
The world market.
Has to be good.
Oh, my
if
sister
it's
used to
chocolate,
live
if it's
there.
from if it's chocolate, it's from Italy. It's probably pretty good.
So there's only 2 pieces in
So you
there.
gotta
So
share a
since we're
piece.
couples, I figured.
Are we going to do like the Lady and the Tramp shit?
do
Because
it?
I'm not down.
This was 55% off.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
World market.
So
Oh,
we
that's such a good
each
store.
take one. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Okay. Nice.
Yeah, you can do the
They're
honors.
cute.
They are cute.
Aw.
So this is like the last bit. If we do, I thought we were gonna keep going.
No,
Well, we can
let's
keep
go.
going after this.
Can
Let's
I
do
say
let's do a
back
full
to
blown
your
like
mental
Joe
health?
Rogan episode where it's like 4 hours
Man,
long.
they're
I have
so
shit to say.
long.
So smell it
I love
first.
them though.
You got shit to say. Say it.
Um,
And let me smell it too.
smells fresh.
I just smell my hands
Back
from washing
like
it.
to Elsie too. I think back to like your mental health thing.
Smells
That's
weird.
definitely put a strain on their relationship between him and Elsie. Like
Looks like a nipple.
Elsie comes to me for everything.
You went back to this?
Yes,
That
I
is a
did.
tit for
I
sure.
wasn't done.
That is a tit. Where's the camera? Tit.
No, your camera's right here.
Hi, titty.
You guys are in frame, right?
Yeah.
I do think, and the older they get, so
Do we eat them now?
Not
get-
yet.
No. Okay.
So
There you go.
we can talk after.
Smell it.
Yeah. We'll get back to that.
Okay, I'm gonna take a bite of a half of it.
right ahead.
Give it to me.
I got all of them. Do you want some of that?
It's got a. There's a nut on top.
Fine.
I like the nuts on top.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks for spitting it back out for me, hon. Oh, God.
Dang,
That was good.
that's hazelnut. That's good.
Hazelnut.
Chewing the microphone.
I am.
That is really good.
I just have some decorum.
Do you want that?
I'm
nut?
into it. It's like a
It's a little blah.
fancy
It's a little blah.
M&M.
No, it tastes like those. What's that gold?
Oh, yeah. Those. Oh.
things?
Toblerone?
No. The gold. It's
Truffle.
not truffle. Is it called?
No, what's it called?
I know exactly what you're talking about.
So do I.
Dang it, my phone's not on me.
Me neither.
Because it's like gold wrapping, and then it has like a peanut butter
Starts
cup
with
type of thing.
starts with an
Yes.
R. It starts with an R.
Road to share? Nope.
Dang it.
No.
What is it?
Kim
Will
will
you give me
figure
that
it
other
out.
diet too?
Yes,
I'm
sir.
gonna fucking get into it.
No regrets.
Ferrero
Yes.
Rocher, fine. He's on the
Yeah.
milk. Yeah. Ferrero.
I just- I'm gonna dissent. I in honor of RBG. I'm gonna dissent from the rest of you, and
RBG Real Big Gays? Is that what you're talking about?
Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
Oh.
R.I.P. sister.
resting bitch gases.
Yes.
She was a badass. You want to talk
She
about
was a
badasses?
badass.
And her thing, she was famous for dissenting. In fact, when it came to abortion, she
I was gonna say, what else is she famous for?
she read her dissent out loud, which is, I guess, a very unusual thing to do. But she wanted her voice to be heard on her dissension
She was
from
all
the
about
ruling.
women. Obviously, she's
Yeah.
a woman, but
That's interesting. I actually really don't know that much about her.
I don't know that much about her, but I know
Is there a
enough.
Netflix documentary about her?
no. But
There's
they
not,
made
but
a
there's one on
movie.
Apple TV or something like that.
Oh, really?
Let me think here.
Oh, that's what
there
you were
is an
saying.
R. No, it's on Hulu. RBG is on Hulu.
Oh, that's what it is. It's
Oh.
okay.
We have the Hulus.
Fuck yeah. She was like 1,000 years old, right?
Oh, for sure. Like her time was like ticking. Well, she kept beating cancer and it come back. Cancer, like off.
She's
and
such a
on.
badass. She kept beating cancer.
Hell yeah!
I think she was a
cancer.
vampire actually.
No.
Oh, I
Which is
thought
why
about
she was
that
so old, yeah.
conspiracy.
She kind of looks like the Count from Sesame Street.
Dude, she was like, yeah, she was dusty. There's no doubt about it.
God.
She would be
But a
fine
dusty
with it.
badass.
But she was a
Yes.
badass, yeah, nonetheless. Badass nonetheless.
So I'm interested now. I mean, like we kind of glossed over some of the stuff that we were talking about. Like Kim, to your point, I feel like you guys could vibe on that. That talking point is, I would like, especially when I was in withdrawal, I was so angry that I couldn't talk to anybody. So I would just hold myself up in here until everybody fell asleep, and then I would angrily go to bed, and like it was just a fucking nightmare. But like from I obviously our situation was very different, but like that feeling of not knowing what type of dad you're getting that day.
Yes,
what
or
type of
husband, like
partner.
anything.
Yeah. Kim Duke, thoughts?
No, yeah. Like
No,
I didn't
yeah.
know how to like respond to him.
Yes.
Like if I want to joke and be funny, is he gonna be so crabby that he's not gonna want to joke back? Like,
Right.
should me and the kids just go do things and not invite him? Does he not want to come with? Like, how angry is he? Like,
Yes.
And then constantly walking on eggshells is so physically exhausting for the other person.
it took
too.
a huge toll on me. Like it made my anxiety. Like I was doubting our marriage a few times. Not that I would go like try to get divorced, but I'm like, what the fuck is there
Is
something
it
wrong
me?
with me? Like Jesus, like what do I need to do? And I could rattle off all these things that were wrong with me. And in the thick of our fights, I'm like, I know I
can
do.
too. I can rattle them off.
Oh, I know you
Kidding,
can.
I'm kidding.
Are you? But I would like rattle off like, oh my God, is it X, Y, and Z me?
No,
Like,
it was A, B, and C.
Shut the fuck up. But yeah,
We get
like,
along
it
way
was
better
just-
now, though.
Yeah.
Can you
And
tell?
Some of my friends and a lot of people would think you're an asshole, and it made it hard it was uncomfortable sometimes when people would come over because you would like talk down to me or belittle me in some way or form, and it was just awkward when that would happen with people. 'Cause I'd like would want to start crying and be like, "This son of a bitch!" Like, fuck.
Yeah.
I just wanted a moment with this not happening, but yeah, medicine's a lifesaver.
Yeah. Well, I like bringing this stuff up because like it's easy to like from our perspective, like everything's fine now, so I can say like, yeah, but it's okay now, and like, I don't want to discount the shit that she went through. So like, the reason why I'm saying like talk on it is because hurrah for us for getting better, but we still I want people who have survived. Not that it was a survival thing, but like
Yeah.
like people who have been through that shit. Like there are people who listen to this that relate to that stuff. Like those are the conversations that we have, like people relating to the sobriety shit. It's always like a family member or something, like and what it did to them emotionally is usually like the biggest thing. So like, I don't want to like put words in your mouth or anything, but I do want to put something else.
Yeah.
Nice. We should probably kiss now.
COVID.
You and me?
Oh,
Why
no?
would we kiss?
You don't
though?
want
Why
to?
wouldn't you?
I don't. I didn't.
That's a lot of beer together. It'd look weird.
That is a lot of beer. We could get stuck.
Like two dogs.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
Like what?
When dogs have sex, they get like stuck for a while.
that's right. I haven't seen dogs have sex in so long. That sounds so gross, but
That sounds super
Our
weird.
dog, when we were little growing up, our little horse
the
Shih
fuck
Tzu
just-
would like
what
run
is happening?
around and do dogs and have babies, and she'd always be stuck to this other dog. I'm like,
and then they
Yeah.
try and
Shit.
pull apart and then they cry.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like after insertion?
Yes. Google this.
No.
I can't believe you've never seen that.
Oh,
Not-
Gen
I'm
Xers
not a big
or Gen
fan
Zs, whatever
of-
you are.
What type of dogs were you watching?
I'm not really.
Us
I'm not a
poor
dog-
people had to watch
not-
trash dogs fuck.
I'm not really. I'm just not really a dog porn guy.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's fair.
Yeah.
Oh,
Is
you're
it
missing
porn?
out.
Is it porn if you're there
It's
in person?
nature.
though?
It's National
nature.
Geographic.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's Natural
like
Geographic.
them African titties.
Nat Geo. Jesus.
It's okay.
Wow.
There's nothing racist about African titties.
I didn't say there was. I just can't believe that needed to be said.
They're beautiful.
They are.
They're hangy.
All tits matter.
They do.
They do.
That's the next
Wind-
sign I want to get. Let's put
wind
that in our...
socks.
All tits matter.
All tits
Yes.
matter.
Especially for October.
Wind socks.
Yeah. Oh, that's a really good point.
Oh yeah, the titties.
Well,
yeah.
now I'm torn. Is the episode called All Tits Matter or Clean? What was it?
Clean enough.
Clean enough.
Clean enough. Yeah.
All tits matter, and they're clean enough.
Yes.
What about clean titties?
Clean
There,
titties.
that's a good one. We're gonna get.
Clean titties.
Someone's just gonna search an Apple Podcast titties, and they're gonna find our episode and listen all the way. And like, when do they talk about titties?
They'll have to sit through an
Titties.
hour and a half of conversation to get to
Ask
TikTok.
Chris what one of our top
TikTok.
listened to episodes is.
Oh yeah.
What's the name of it?
Gym class.
Not Chris's racist.
But what's the description of it, Chris?
It's I forget how I worded it.
I swear you put lesbian in there.
Lesbians.
And Chris is like, I think people listen.
No. That's what Witzel thinks. That episode
Oh.
is fucking hilarious.
It is.
I think is why people keep listening to it. But
Okay. Well, anyway. When you go back to like, Elsie noticing that and all that, that
Yeah.
was one thing I got nervous about because Landon saw Chris in his state that night after he attempted. And like, I still have that fear in my head that he's going to like bring it up. I mean, I brought him to therapy and he wouldn't really open up about it, which
Yeah.
was fine. I didn't want to force him to talk about
One
it
day.
either. But I'm like, so I always wonder what he thinks. What's it say? What's the description?
Adrian and Annie join our show to talk art, comedy, masturbation, and take shots with Kim Duke. So I don't even mention
He
that they're
said
lesbians.
masturbation, I guess.
People. But they didn't know who talked about it.
That's true. Okay, never mind. Clean titties it is.
titties.
Wind socks. That's what those things are. You were talking about.
My sister will probably never listen to this, so I can talk about it.
It's really difficult because people think that mental health just means you're sad.
And you can easily fix it. Just
Exactly.
flip that
Yeah.
switch.
So
Yeah.
if you have good friends, then we can fix the sad.
Right.
Yeah.
And with the military, it's so hard too because we work with a lot of veterans too. We see a lot of veterans, and especially if they're service connected. Like we say, this veteran comes in, needs to be hospitalized. You call the VAs, and if they don't have beds, like you have to go through every VA system nearby, and if none of them like have beds for them, then you can hospitalize them there at wherever facility.
And the VA
But
is a
the thing is,
joke.
it's because it's an insurance thing.
Yep.
And they have their own treatment facility. Like, it's not like that veteran can go to Hazleton and it's going to all be covered like Chris did. Chris would have had to go to the VA, and I don't know what their treatment's like.
Right.
And it's like,
It's probably a joke, like you said.
yeah.
Well, and they're way overworked. Like they're
Yes.
expected to have knowledge of all of these things that the military refused to acknowledge. And it's that's the thing that I get from people that I've met who work or have worked at VAs, is that they just feel like they don't have everything that they need to actually help these
Yep.
people.
Yeah.
So they're just
Because
constantly
it's people
overworked.
up here. They're like, no, this is how it has to be. And the people below are like, but why? Like, we need more.
Yeah.
And I hate that you're like, when you're joining the military, you're basically signing your life away, but you get nothing in return for that, hardly,
Yeah.
as far as your mental health.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'd love for a freaking politician that's running for president to be like, let's invest more money in, we're doing it to the, armed forces, but why don't we do it for aftercare stuff?
Yes.
Because eventually they're going to come back home. They're not all going to be in the service their whole life. So they're going to come back home and they're going to need, how many of them, I can't tell you how many homeless veterans there are out there. So many.
Yes.
And it's like, why are they homeless when they were serving the country?
They
Yeah.
were protecting our freedom.
Yep.
Yep.
And my sister, one of the bases she lived at, I think it was in Oklahoma or Virginia, the rates of people coming home and killing themselves or their family members was high. Like every other house had a history of someone shooting or like a murder in some way or form.
Not
Yeah.
enough care.
Not,
Yeah.
not that this matters that much, but the symbolism of it. Why is it that politicians probably have a difficulty figuring out which Mercedes-Benz they're going to drive that day? And yet when I
Or
pull
where
up,
they're going to park their yacht.
but when I pull up next to a veteran with a veteran license plate at Cub, they're in like a 1998 S10. Why is that? That seems really out of whack to me. Again, not that a car
That's
means
funny.
anything,
Well,
but,
No,
but
that's
you
a
think
good
about
point.
it, they're millionaires,
Like
and yet these people that are defending the freedoms that they fuck up on a daily basis.
Yes.
The nice cars that you see, it's always like mother of somebody in the military. Like now that I am thinking about
Oh
it,
my
like
gosh,
I
yeah.
never
Yeah.
see a nice car like you're saying, like with that on it. Wow.
There's an exception to the rule, you
Of
know what I mean?
course.
But at the same time, like, yeah, it's just, I think basically what we've learned here today is toughen up. Don't be so fucking sad.
Titties.
yeah.
Yeah, just cheer up, get over it, move on. Stop being gay, right? You know, accept your penis or your tits, whichever you were given. Just get over it. That's basically just, if we just did all that, everything would be fine.
Drink bleach.
Yes.
Oh no, shoot it up.
Shoot it up. That's
Jesus,
right.
fuck. Where did that come from?
That's just another thing
We're on a
we're going to
roll.
talk
Okay.
about things that we need to do.
Okay, well, if we're going to do that, then I have a topic that I would like to ask you guys about because I've been perplexed on this. It's a new realization for me, and I really want to get to the bottom of it.
Okay.
Yes, asparagus does make your pee smell funny.
Beets
I know
makes
that.
your pee turn red.
Ooh,
That's right.
beets are gross.
Beets and asparagus makes for an interesting urination.
All right.
And an apple a day keeps the gay away. Keep going.
Correct. But what I really want to know is why do men have nipples?
To lick.
That's really funny. Layla asked me that
Twist.
the other day.
Well, it's because of when you're in what's it called, like
Utero?
development. Yeah. Wait.
We don't know what you're before you're aborted.
Yes, before abortion,
Right,
pre-abortion. Like when you're being
Partial or full?
Partial birth abortion.
You're not going to get your arms
But
or
ba-
not.
basically it's before your sexual orientation has
Yep.
been created. They're basic things that you need to have.
Not sexual orientation.
Every
Why can't
baby
transgender
has-
people figure that shit out then?
That's a good point.
No,
They need to
Why-
toughen up. And
Take control of your life.
You know, every baby has like a little pecker. Just girls,
Yes.
it goes
Yeah.
in. Boys,
Yes.
it
Right,
stays
exactly.
out. So
Yeah.
nipples,
Right.
same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They just stay.
You just
It's
don't
just-
get the glands. Like you
Nope.
don't produce the milk.
Yep.
Yeah, it's
They're for
just- they're pointless.
stimulation.
They're
You know
not.
this.
They're pointless. They're
No,
just
I love
well,
touching
but
Chris's little nipples
it's
too.
basically just in case. In case you're going to be a girl, then we need to have
Yes.
these. In case you're going to be a
yeah.
that's
No, I
way oversimplifying it, but
yeah. That's way more actual rational thought than I really wanted.
If you don't like him, you get him tattooed over.
Yeah.
How, can I get them removed?
for sure.
Yeah,
sure.
women
should
can
get-
when they
just
have
get-
vasectomies.
I want to be just Ken dolled, so I just like flesh all the way down.
Yeah.
No
Ooh.
pink.
Do your
no
nipples
point.
bother you?
He's sensitive.
No, they point all the time.
Oh,
because I turn
Sure.
him on.
you know what's funny?
Look at. I'm just. It's
Chris,
warm in
Chris
here.
has little nipples. They're so tiny.
Aw.
You know,
Aw.
when
He
I was in
does
sixth
too.
grade, I was anti-bra. I'm like, I'm not gonna fucking wear bras. I don't want to wear bras.
Did you have
And
boobs?
I had boobs.
Okay.
And my nickname in sixth grade from the seventh grade boys was Nippy, and that followed me for a long time. So now I strictly wear padded bras because I don't want to be called Nippy.
I don't mind if my nipples show.
Now I don't really care.
Have
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
Go crazy.
Now I'm like, sucks to be you on the other end.
I know, right?
You don't want to wear a mask? Good. I'm not gonna wear a bra.
Oh,
I'm
I
gonna
did.
start
Tit
calling
for
you
tat.
Nipsey Russell.
Nice. I did come up with a good like.
Everybody listening's like, who the fuck is Nipsey Russell?
I don't know what Nipsey
there's a-
Russell is.
old dude. Was he funny or actor or what?
I thought he was a musician. I must be thinking of the
Google
different
that
person.
shit, Kim. You're the only
I
adult with
thought
a
you
phone.
were just making a
No,
joke.
Nipsey Russell's an actual person.
I was at Subway the other day,
Cool story.
and yeah, I know. And
What'd you get?
there's a big
Salads.
sign on the door that says face mask or
Comedian,
cloth
poet, and dancer.
and dancer.
Comedian though. That's I thought. Yeah.
He
yeah,
is
yeah.
best known for his being a panelist on game shows, Match Game, Password,
Oh,
Hollywood
that's
Squares,
right.
Oh, yeah,
To
yeah.
Tell the Truth, and Pyramid.
He was one of the squares all
Yeah.
the time. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Interesting.
But yeah,
Russell.
so
You're old as shit.
And now he's Kim.
big old fucking sign. I do appreciate your journey, Nipsey. Big old sign that says some type of face cover required. I walk in, the two people in line, no masks.
Nobody in Becker.
Do you
two-
mean mug him?
Two construction workers, so no. But
Fair.
there's signage all over the place in there too. So like there's no way that they didn't know. And I looked at the one construction worker and I was like, nice. And he was like, what? I was like, oh, you're not wearing a mask. That's good. And he was like, why is that good? And I was like, because then I wouldn't be able to see your cute face.
Did you say this?
No.
No, he
Okay.
wanted to.
I wanted to, I thought about it as I was walking out. So now the next time, get ready, world. If you're a dude without a mask, I'm going to
He's coming for you.
antagonize
Sorry.
your fear of being gay.
Are we in Becker?
Yeah.
Okay. I was thinking Big Lake. You know, Big Lake is the home of Donald Trump, right? Have you seen?
Yeah.
Oh, even here,
Well,
What?
Eric Trump came here.
Eric Trump came to Becker down
Ew,
the road.
why?
The big, have
To
you
do a
seen
rally.
have you seen the big, like the trucks, like with all the merchandise for sale?
Oh my
Yeah.
Oh
god.
yeah, they will
Barf.
be on the corners.
Holy shitballs.
Yeah.
Every time one of
my
our-
favorite one is Women for Trump. That's my all-time favorite.
Yeah. Grab
How-
them by the pussy.
As a woman can support someone like that, he does not give a shit about women.
Well,
Have you seen the Snoop Dogg bit? They put on his Instagram.
no.
Hold on.
I'll do my-
real quick. We need to make a stand next to it that have shirts that say "Grab him by the pussy."
No.
And
because they'll buy it.
No. Front of the shirt, grab me by the pussy. Yes. On the back, women for Trump.
There you go.
There you
Boom.
go.
Bam.
Yep.
So Snoop did this thing on his Instagram. It's so fucking good. He's in this like purple room.
High
It's
as
just
fuck.
him, selfie style, and probably high as fuck. And I don't do a great Snoop impression, but he just goes. He goes. So the video starts, and this is a video element, right? Or is it just audio?
Yeah.
You
There's
post it on YouTube,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
That's
So
what there's 3 cameras.
I know. I didn't know if you used it just for Instagram promo or whatever. But anyway.
Oh, I gotcha.
But so he goes, so he's looking, he starts recording, he's looking at the camera, he's like, Donald Trump is a fucking weirdo. Now, if you voted for him, I got no problem with that. But if you still with him, fuck you, you dog-headed bitch, or something like that. It's just like, oh my God. He nailed it. Because I really honestly, like, when Donald Trump was, when he was nominated, or when he was elected, I was like, okay, you know what? Let's be hopeful. He's not a career politician. He's a little fucking nuts, but you know what?
Yeah.
Who knows? Let holy shit. Like, fuck. That's why Snoop nailed it. Because he's like,
Yeah.
if you voted for him, all right. But if you're still on the Trump train, you fuck you.
Yeah.
You're like, I've never, ever been in a place where politics have determined who I do and don't talk to until now.
There's been so much pressure to vote. Like I mailed in my vote because I didn't know if I was going to be able to make
No,
it, and I hated.
dropped that shit off because I'm not
Yes.
doing.
I'm going there on election day because I don't trust anybody.
I don't
But
blame
I
you.
didn't want the fear, and I didn't know if I was going to be able to actually make it.
Yeah.
And there's
you might want to
again,
wear armor
There's so
because
much
the alt right
vote.
might be out there waiting, trying to prevent you from
I do
getting
not
in.
like that
for
patrolling.
real.
Like
This
I
shit's
didn't even-
fucking nuts,
that is
man.
scary.
you now need to wear a shirt that says "Grab me by the pussy."
Well, did you hear
Oh,
about
Joe in the hoe. I love that sign too. Come on, you ass.
what
Yeah,
what
Joe
happened?
and the hoe. That's
was it
great.
today or yesterday in
Quit playing
Wisconsin?
footsie, kids. Jesus, get a room. Oh wait,
Rub his
we're in a
nipple.
room.
I know.
But
That's because I was
that
touching
that
his
shit
nip.
that happened in Wisconsin, where they were going to
They're
kidnap
so
the
little, I
governor.
can't even.
Yes, you didn't know
Oh
about
God,
that.
yes, I did hear.
Yeah,
I didn't hear about
Fucking-
that till today.
I heard about it today too. Yeah, that's fucking batshit crazy.
Terrifying.
People are
It-
fucking nuts.
Like,
They're
if-
talking like he's like they're talking about like the Proud Boys or whatever, like
Yes.
like armed fucking going to voting sites and trying to suppress voters. Essentially, it's like the best thing you could do: go up to one of those fucking stands, buy a shirt, wear that fucker, go in and vote for Biden. That'd be the best thing you could do. Like nobody will bother you.
that's no.
Because nobody on the Biden side is going to bother to say a word to you. They're just going to be like, I don't even want to fucking talk to that
yeah.
person. You go in, cast your little vote. Nobody's the wiser. Then when you get home, use the shirt as toilet paper.
Yeah.
or burn that motherfucker.
No,
Yeah.
ass wipe. Use it for ass wipe.
Yeah.
Then
yeah,
burn it.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But
My
the-
favorite Biden. I keep cutting you off. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
story of my life.
My favorite Biden sign is the Bidon. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
flush the turd
BIEDON,
on
yeah.
November 3rd.
Oh yeah, flush the turd. That's okay. What were you gonna say?
I like
I
that.
just, it's scary though too. Like if the talk of like if he wins or if he doesn't win, it's going to be like full on
Either
martial
way,
law. I'm
yeah.
like, that is terrifying.
Yeah.
I think especially as parents.
Yes.
Joe Rogan is like a libertarian
Oh, he loves
type
Joe
of dude.
Rogan.
He's fantastic. I love
He's,
him
you know
too,
why? Because he's the fucking voice of our generation of right now.
for sure. So, he kind of leans more conservative in certain aspects.
He's he's like a lot of us. You know, like I'm
Yeah.
pro-choice, but I'm also, not that I have one, but I'm also pro-guns.
Yeah.
That's that gray area I'm
yeah,
talking about.
yeah.
You know, like we don't have to be married to one side or the other. Like I believe people should have a right to bear arms, right? Like that's
Within
as long
reason,
as it's
no
Within
AK-47.
Yeah, I don't think you need to have a
Exactly.
semi-automatic
My dad's
fucking
a
assault
retired
rifle.
sheriff, and he's like all about having guns, but he's like, there's no reason people need assault rifles.
No.
End of story.
Yeah.
If you want a shotgun or a handgun, great, have one. Assault rifles, he's like, there is no reason.
There
anyone,
is none.
If you want to shoot one of those for fun, if it's entertainment, then there should be places where you can go and rent them and shoot
Yes.
them, but not take them home.
But you
There's
don't
just
go
no
hunting
reason.
with them.
Yeah.
You
No,
can't hunt
some
with those.
some do. Something Joe Rogan probably
Yeah.
does.
Yeah, if you want to blast
Rogan
it to
probably does.
pieces.
Yeah.
Rogan
it's-
probably does.
Well,
but
I
Yeah.
mean,
he's
to-
also a very responsible hunter, though.
Yeah,
I
for
respect
sure.
his. I'm not a
Yeah.
hunter at all. But anyway, what were you going to say about Joe?
So his thing was, so even he knows that if Donald gets elected again, then the world is over. Like he even though he's like, I don't give a fuck who,
Our
whatever.
democracy is at stake.
Yeah, and so like for him to say that, knowing his audience is primarily libertarian and like
Yeah.
Republican type of people, gives weight to the gravity of our situation for him to outwardly say that, knowing that
Another great
thousands of people are gonna freak the fuck out.
Another great example is I listen to a podcast that's because I don't know why, but I've taken an interest in this election season. Normally, I don't give a shit. I do the minimum research I have to vote intelligently, and that's it. But this time, I'm like, I've watched every debate. I'm like listening to a podcast that's specific. It's very left leaning, but tries to be somewhat neutral-ish.
Neutral,
But one of the guys that's on it, his name is Stephen Schmidt. Do you know who that is? He's a lifelong Republican. His Twitter says something along those lines, lifelong Republican, but I know a con man when I see one.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And like he's on this left-wing fucking podcast. I mean, that right there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well,
Like
that's like Chris's dad's been a lifelong. Well, I mean, he's voted Democratic at times, but he's very conservative, and he says that he is, and he's like what I was saying before.
He's conservative, like fiscally, as far
like
as
I look at like Rogan is. I'm like Rogan. I view Rogan as very liberal when it comes to social issues, but he's very conservative when it comes to fiscal and with the gun laws and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, but that's that gray area we're talking about.
Yeah.
Like, can we just get somebody that's down the middle?
Yes.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. Yeah.
well, my dad and I came up with a concept, which is that the presidency should be, because we've put it on this pedestal.
Entertainment purposes only.
Yeah.
Hunger
Like
Games.
this
Give him a reality show. Stop governing.
but it's on this pedestal of like it's like the prom king now. Like it's not.
Yeah.
It's no one seems to really give a shit.
Thanks to who?
It's been that way for a while though.
I would
You know
agree
what I
with
mean?
that.
I don't think Obama was a prom king. I think he was an
He
actual
was
president.
groomed in some ways.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So our
No,
idea.
you're right. You're right. Actually, I totally agree. Sorry. Yeah.
Our idea is that being the president should be like jury duty. Like if you're an elected official for government, your name is now in the hat, and at any point you could have to serve up to 2 years in the presidency.
Wow, that's a really great idea.
Because then that way there's no like obligation. There's no the amount of time that people spend campaigning, like that becomes more
2
of their
years.
job. Yeah. More of their job than being an actual elected official. So like
I think that people would have a
out,
hard time with that though, because it takes a little longer than 2 years to get things moving.
but that's the beauty of it is you then have to work with each other to make sure that the next person doesn't fuck up the thing that and it shouldn't have that much weight anyways.
And you're given a month. Like, okay, it's campaign month. Because it's funny that you say this because I stopped at my parents' house.
Be careful
earlier
what you
today.
say.
Are you going to say the N-word?
No, I'm just saying, like, Big Brother, like, listening, just be careful what you say, because I think Just say it.
I can always cut it out.
No, I stopped at my parents' house today, and my dad had a really great idea, and your idea made me think of that idea. But also, God, what the fuck? Now you just totally derailed me.
Welcome.
You're like,
Welcome to the
What the fuck were we
matriarchy,
talking-
biatch.
you were talking about the 2 years campaign. Fuck.
were you saying like the Big
anyway.
Brother thing? Like, don't say about
anyway,
people
anyway.
dying and stuff.
Yeah, like I don't want the CIA hanging out or the FBI hanging out.
Fuck Big Brother. Like, I
But
have
anyways-
the most boring life in the world. If they want to spy on me, go at it.
Like these government officials having to work together to make sure that so when the next person comes in, that it doesn't get completely fucked up and it's constantly changing everything. So like
Yeah.
they have to be like, all right, so we have to have like a truce on certain things. With did that ring any?
I don't remember, but I don't remember. But my dad's idea though was just get rid of not physically, like I'm not talking about explosives, but blow up Washington D.C. Get rid of it.
Oh yeah,
It's gone. States govern themselves.
Oh sure.
Because
People talk about that all the time.
when we started with when George Washington looked after what, a couple 100,000 people.
Yeah.
Now
About, like,
we're
13
millions
colonies
and
or
millions
something.
and millions and millions
Yeah.
and millions and millions of people.
That's a really good point.
So government DC used to oversee this many people. Now they oversee this many people.
And they have an expectation from the rest of the world on top of that.
Right. And yeah, and so you're talking about, campaigning for 2 years and spending ridiculous amounts of money. I know what I was going to say. So I kind of went back and forth with what you were saying. I love that idea, and like maybe have like a campaign month, because people do need to know what they're voting for.
Oh, for sure.
So, like give them 2 hours on TV every week or whatever, so that we can get to know them. And then I thought, at the same time, a presidential candidate should be going to Idaho or Ohio and glad handing people, because that's part of the job. Like that's, you know what I mean? Like but it's supposed to be,
Well, but that's the thing with the if it's jury duty, like jury duty style, it's people from those states, and like they had to have that framework
Yeah.
before getting to
That's a really
DC.
great idea.
I think
actually.
everyone
really
on
like that.
Capitol Hill should also have short terms like that.
Yeah.
And take huge pay cuts.
Oh yeah.
Well, the thing is though, is that they're not even getting, their salaries aren't that. It's all the fucking special interests and shit like that. That's where they're getting paid. It's like fucking
Dirty
Exxon's
money.
like, hey, make sure you vote this way. Here's $1 million
Right.
bucks. Put it in your back pocket. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like, how does a fucking civil servant go into a life of service and come out a billionaire? Like, what the fuck? How did that doesn't even make sense.
For life.
Yeah.
Speaking of
Absurd.
Netflix documentaries, there was one that I watched about the whole Russian
Oh, Jesus.
thing, right?
Which one? I think I've watched it.
I forget what it was called, but it had to do with your rights when it comes to social media. Was like the main thing. But a side story to it was I had no idea that there were companies now, and it's unique to like this atmosphere. It's like you can hire companies to buy up Google ad space. So like the way that like Facebook ads work, like when we run a campaign for a post, you can buy up that space area, and then so these companies were buying up X amount of space, and when somebody would like something, they took that data. So like the way that like when you used to sign up for something in an email, or you would write your phone number down and then you get a bunch of fucking cold calls because companies could sell that information. The same thing happens now. And so this particular company that did that was then influencing other politicians. So they were like, we have X amount of money. We know that the data shows if you do this thing, yada, yada, yada. So if we give you this information, you pay us X amount, and that ensures that you'll get elected for XYZ, which was fucking insane and terrifying. Like
Russian troll farms is a real thing, and it's fucking terrifying. And
real trolls?
they're not actual trolls. No.
Damn.
But they like they
excited.
like all the Russian stuff. And there was a documentary. That's what when you said that. They broke down the whole election like of 2016.
Oh, okay.
That shit,
terrifying.
like, dude, Vladimir Putin. I mean, this isn't my opinion. This is a fact. He elected Donald Trump. Period. The end.
Oh, for sure.
It's like it's unbelievable.
But
like
they're not
set
friends.
up. They set up. Right. Well, the working theory. Now, this is the part that isn't a fact, but could be. Who knows? Donald Trump, I think, is in debt to them because of bad business dealings. Because it turns out,
So Putin owns Trump.
basically, that's the theory that I'm kind of like working on, and this might be crazy conspiracy
I
theory
love it,
shit,
though.
but
I do
I
too.
buy it. Like it makes sense to me because just because there's a Trump Tower in New York doesn't mean he's successful.
Yeah.
Right.
Dude's in debt. Like he's a disaster. And somehow he's our president.
Do you think that ties
But he's
into like
great
his
at
weird
running
taxes?
businesses, and that's why I voted for him.
The
Same.
only thing
we needed
he's
a fresh idea.
the only thing he's good at.
take
Yeah.
The Apprentice was a great show. It was.
and picking out a wife.
It was
right?
a great show. But that doesn't make him a successful. I think he got his ass handed to him by Russia in a business deal of some sort.
I wonder
and that
if
they were setting up. Sorry, they were setting up like Twitter accounts, Facebook accounts that looked like local news. And then they would create stories. So they would have one department in the Russian troll farm that would create a story, and then that would get sent emailed down to their social media department, and they would so they would have fake accounts set up everywhere, and those people would all start talking to each other, and that would cause it to go viral.
So they were making their own fake news.
Right. So it would, yes. And it's so funny
No,
because
but all the stuff about Trump being bad is fake news.
And golden
You're right.
showers.
Right. Yeah. He created the fake news. Or, well, the Russians did about, but that fake news is what got him elected. So he should be loving on the fake news.
Do you think that Trump is actually dead and this is a Russian robot?
Oh snap!
There's conspiracy.
Have you listened to the Rogan with Elon Musk?
Yeah.
This is all just none of us are real. This is
You
a
know what's
simulation.
funny?
This is a
That's too
simulation.
deep. We need another.
Wrong.
This is all a simulation. I just wish I was a cooler character in the game.
I know.
This is a simulation because
I want bigger boobs,
Speaking of titties,
Yeah.
titties.
And I want a big black cock.
Okay.
I already have one of those in my drawer.
you do not.
I have a big black box that holds our Cards Against Humanity cards, but
You don't have the big black box
I don't
that
have the
holds the
BBC.
big back cocks?
no.
Anyways, I wonder if the way that like companies can buy like when you buy a house, another company can buy your loan or like your
They
mortgage.
can bid on your mortgage loan.
Yeah, yeah. I wonder if Russia was just watching and bought whatever debt he had, and then they were like, surprise!
Oh, there's a
Fucker.
good theory.
Yeah.
Could be, although that's a
Ooh.
lot of dough. I mean, his debt is. I can't even.
Does that influence his like weird tax stuff though too? Like why he's
No.
not?
No, that's
So I
just
want to figure that
cheating.
out too.
That's just cheating.
Just straight up cheating.
Paid
$750
way more than he did in the last.
$750. Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, it's insane.
Like that's not. And how are Trump
He's just
supporters
so
okay
good with his
that?
money that
How
he
do they
knows how to
justify
work
that?
it, and that's why he only had to pay
Well,
$750.
fucking teach me.
I love reading people's comments on this shit. Like,
I want to break it to people right now. Like breaking news for
This is
those
it.
that love Trump. Beep, 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 beep. This is not me. This is a dead serious take. This is not me being sarcastic and just taking shots.
okay.
Your president is a moron. And I don't mean that in a
Really?
sarcastic manner. He's not fucking intelligent. He's a dum-dum.
sure.
Hashtag
He's a
facts.
fucking dum-dum.
and you know he's a dum dum when he fires all the freaking experts, like because they're not giving him what the answers he wants.
He's so fucking deluded. He thinks he's on The
delusional.
Apprentice still. He's lost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put all my friends in the cabinet, all
Yes.
my friends and family.
I truly believe he's a dum-dum that is in way over his head.
Already starting like a process. Supposedly both of them are, but already starting the process to fight the courts if he loses.
Yep.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And he
That's
said
the
it's-
other that's the other thing the other thing that scares me about this podcast is if he loses, watch the fuck out. It's just gonna begin.
Well, and he said he's not gonna have a peaceful transfer either.
That's part of
That's-
this suing.
So what's he gonna try and kill Joe?
No, I don't think that's actually too much to worry about
It's
because
just he's gonna fight it.
They'll
Yes.
they'll honestly bring the army into the White House and fucking pull him out.
Yeah.
Like it I don't think that's going to be an issue. I think it's going to be more of a like on a
Legal.
yeah, and he's not gonna go. He's a let's face it, he's a big orange child in a man's body, right? So he's gonna go down like a toddler would. He's gonna kick and scream the whole fucking way.
Yeah.
It's just gonna like the next 6 months to a year, if Biden wins, and it looks like he's going to, is gonna just be a fucking nightmare.
Well, we keep like talking about like how obvious all this stuff is. On the other end of it,
then again, Hillary was totally gonna win, so who knows? And then Russia came in.
But like people who voted for him, if they secede to the notion that he is a bad person, that then is a poor reflection on them, and that means I'm a bad person. So they have to find ways to try and feel better about the choice that they made. But I'm here to tell you that you don't have to.
No, you don't.
It's okay to be wrong, and that it's not a negative and poor reflection on yourself because you wanted something different.
Yeah.
You can rectify the situation and by not choosing it again.
Yeah.
I voted for Trump because I grew up in the military and how Hillary treats...
Make the story long because I have to pee again.
Oh, good for you.
Get it,
Old
girl.
man prostate.
No, it's like 100 ounces of water thing.
When you
that and you drinking that Diamond Dew is gonna make you pee too.
I had 4 of those today and 90 ounces of water. That'll make you pee.
There you go.
Old man. But like how Hillary treated the military families and never reached out to them, like that just really rubbed me the wrong way.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I'm just gonna go for this. And I just had Evan in July. So I was still like doing my own shit. I'm like, I don't know. I'm just gonna vote.
And
but
there's
I
nothing
didn't
wrong on
research
you.
anything.
Yeah. Which is fine. Even if you had research and you felt like this person's going to be the right person for me, it's something new. He doesn't do politics.
Right.
He's going to come with different ideas. Then that's fine.
I almost voted for the Green Party, but I didn't know who the hell that name was.
Yeah.
I almost voted for Kanye West this last time because I'm like, good for him.
So that's the thing. It's like we've had friends where like when this first was going on, when we'd ask like who you voting for, and when they'd say Trump, we thought for sure they were gonna vote for Hillary, and we're like, well, why? And when they would explain it, it's like, oh, no, that makes sense. Like
Yeah.
Okay, like it's not like you're the wrong person. But now we're 4 years into it, and look at...
I regret everything.
Yeah.
But then I'm also like, sometimes my vote doesn't even matter.
I know.
Well, but it's fair to give yourself, like, you're not devoid of grace. Like,
right.
And that goes back to the whole point of, like, that thing, you did... No one knew. No one could have known.
No.
I mean,
I think we were all
joked about
hopeful
it
in some way or form. Like I was a little hopeful.
Like even after he got elected, I'm like, okay, all right, well.
And then
we'll
Twitter
see what
happened, and we're like, what? Why are we? What's going on?
And then it just kept happening and kept.
Right.
Yeah.
It's so quiet up there. I had to go look.
But I also worry about like the riots. Like I worry about riots happening too with this going on. Like the purge, like shit, like all that stuff. I fear.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's tough. And I mean, you guys probably see it a lot more than we do, but like, so when you were at the station and all of the stuff with George Floyd happened,
fucking dicey.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what was like just in the office itself? Were you guys scared or what?
There was one day that I was a little nervous. Like I actually, was like kind of doing like surveying everywhere I walked as I walked in. Although we pull into a parking garage and then we're right into the building, and the building is secure. So,
but there is an entrance to the outside.
Yeah, there is, but it's like you can't just walk in. Well, no, there's retail space there. So, but I think were we closed though? I wonder if Continental. I feel like the building was on lockdown one day.
Oh,
yeah. The
wow.
whole thing, like you couldn't get in unless you had a key card. The craziest thing I'll tell you, and I don't think we were supposed to talk about this, but I think enough time has passed now. I had a, what is it called? FEMA card. Yeah. I had a FEMA card in case, just in case like National Guard closed down 394 or something like that. So I could get through it.
Wow.
They issued FEMA cards to us. We had paperwork and everything. Just in case.
Smokes.
Yeah. Well, that came with COVID.
Okay.
It was like a perfect storm. Type.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
All kind of,
Yeah. Come on in.
Home. Bye bye.
What the fuck
Where
were we
were
talking
we?
about?
AIDS.
FEMA.
Kids.
FEMA card.
Oh, yeah.
So, so that was crazy. Yeah. So like just in case. And yeah, it was that whole thing was nuts.
The thing, like, we've seen, like, that kid go into Wisconsin with that, like, the things that we have seen from what people are
Talking
can
about
do.
that Kyle Rayner kid.
The things that we've seen people have the potential.
He's the one
doing.
that shot the protesters.
Oh,
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. See, I've dug into politics, but I've really disconnected from
the protesting
all of that.
stuff.
I'm exhausted
I
from
know
all of that.
But like we can see how people are going to react. Like, it's scary what's going to happen when all the numbers are counted and how people react.
Well, especially because that dumb fuck was telling his supporters to patrol.
Yeah.
Like, the polls. Like, are you kidding? Is that legal? Is that okay? Like,
I think it is actually.
Jesus Christ! Like, no.
I mean, you're allowed to show support, but the verbiage patrol
Carries, like, I think
Yeah.
about men
Yeah.
with guns. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Yep.
The connotation is if you're
Civil War.
already like fairly close to going on the extreme, hearing something like that goes, my president
Hell
is
yeah.
telling me. Of course, now,
Yep. Yeah. It's just fuck.
that's another
Telling
reason
you.
I was not interested in walking to a poll. I was like, I'm okay. I will sign up for.
Oh, I get
First
I thought you were
poll
talking
she
about-
wasn't interested in.
Stripper.
You're talking about
Dynamite drop-in.
nice.
Everybody gang up on
Mind
Spencer. I
your
like
business.
But you're not.
your business
strip
is
clubs, are they
hooking.
still closed? Are you able to work?
I got it.
You got your
Oh,
own
yeah.
pole.
it. Virtual.
It's a portable one.
I was gonna say a traveling pole.
Is that why
Yes.
you have the leopard skin shoes?
Yep.
She
sugar
bought those
daddy.
with her stripper
You have
money.
stripper DNA.
Yes, I do.
Hooker DNA.
Hooker DNA. I have
What
heard
was
about
that?
this. He's spaced down from generation to generation.
Oh yeah, Eric Trump client.
That was my.
He's a full.
So there was some high speed chases that happened in Big Lake and in Monticello.
Wow.
No, the one in Monticello, I guess the guy stole the car outside the hospital. And then, did you read that thing I sent
What
you?
kind of car was it?
No.
Well, it was a truck. So the guy left the truck running outside the
Of course it
hospital.
was.
And some guy
Classic
jumped in the front.
mistake.
And then the guy that owned the vehicle jumped in the back, was trying to get the guy out. And he was like
Oh.
speeding through the parking lot and smashed up a bunch of cars. But the
yeah.
guy was trying to get in.
Damn.
Yeah. Badass guy. I would
Yeah.
not jump in. I'd be like, I
Well,
like
it's like
that.
that woman one time, like someone's hijacked her car and her kids are in the back.
Oh,
And she had her gun in her glove compartment and pulled it out and shot the dude that stole her car and killed him. But she didn't go to jail.
Well, she
Good.
shouldn't. Hi.
No. I was like, damn, I would not. Like, I don't think my reflexes, maybe they would, but
yeah.
like,
Yeah.
shit.
Well, they've showed that.
I
like,
shot him in the knee.
They've showed that the amount of reasons to use a gun or like accidents via gun go up like exponentially.
When Donald Trump talks.
When like owning a gun, they're not saying that owning a gun like invites this shit in, but for some reason
Well, because it's there.
there's a like
It's there.
but like that situation, I doubt that she was like, oh, for sure somebody's gonna come and try and take
Right.
my car with the kids in it. Like most people are getting it just to protect themselves, and that's like a broad like who
Oh,
fucking
for
knows
sure.
what could happen. But like for some reason, yeah, they notice that there's a correlation in not that it's causation, but there's correlation in the fact that I have a firearm, so I just had to shoot this Hispanic guy that tried to steal my van.
Why
Right.
is it a Hispanic guy that tries to steal
But
the
the
van?
concealing. I
You
don't
gotta
know.
take that out, you racist. We just talked about how you're not
God,
a
you're
racist.
so racist.
I know,
Jesus.
dude. I don't think we can be friends.
What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, you're talking about guns. See, I just go. Everything's very esoteric. Whatever pops into my head,
What's
as
that
you
word
say
mean?
stuff,
Good
right?
use of esoteric.
Thank you. So you're talking about guns and gun ownership and whatnot. I've never been anywhere near. Hardly. Near, I've shot like 2 in my life. Right.
I've shot a BB gun, not a
Twice
real
in my
gun.
vagina.
I've shot. I know how good it felt, but it wasn't a gun. Okay? It's
But
just
you
a
left
dome.
your
You got
Just a dome.
blasted.
Yeah, you did.
Woo!
That's
Blast
hilarious.
City. Yep. crusted her eyes shut.
Apparently, you are not bulletproof.
But so I got to shoot. What did I shoot? I don't remember. I shot some cool shit. But anyway, after I watched The Social Dilemma, first thought I had, I need to buy a gun.
Well, I'm not.
Dude, I'm telling you. So you didn't even get. You only watched half of it. You watched.
I watched almost all of it.
When did you go back?
I
and
have
watch
like
it?
15 minutes left.
Oh, okay. Well, so the first half is all about really kind of like the impact on our kids. The second half is all about how, I don't know why I keep going back to this, but it's an interesting documentary. You should watch it. So
Well, get out of my house so I can go watch it.
So
We've had the last
sorry
like,
about that.
The last like 5 people that have been on here have talked
Literally
about that.
talked about
So
that.
it's the whole, and it ties back to my my Civil War talk too, because did we talk about this already? I'm having deja vu.
A little bit.
Whatever you follow is your reality.
Yeah.
Instead of getting your news from the Star Tribune, let's say, with what's supposed to be unbiased reporting, right? Now you follow who you follow, and you follow what you want to hear. And
Yes.
so you only hear that. You don't hear the other side. And so, the other side gets what they want. If you want to make it this, you can say Democrats.
Grammadella.
You can make it red and blue.
Yep.
Right? And so they all see this, Trump, alt-right, blah, blah, blah. They see, whatever you want, pro-choice and Biden, or whatever the fuck.
Joe in the home.
And that creates this massive divide. And then you have a president who's stoking it.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm just going to get a gun.
Yeah.
Because at some point, somebody's going to come to my doorstep and I'm going to have to make a decision.
Well, that's the other part of
of
that concept is like, if we do that, if we all get, if fear is what drives us to like, we feel like we absolutely have to protect ourselves.
Fucking Wild Wild West, man.
Exactly.
That's what it feels like.
Like, is that then gonna invite, like, I always say like when I was deep in my addiction, like the only reason that I wasn't doing cocaine is because there wasn't cocaine there. So
right.
if you're in a situation where you're like, you were fearful enough to take this precaution, what thing would push you over the edge to think that you need to have it on you right now? And then if that thing happens, what next fear makes you feel like you need to have it showing? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, it's a good question.
Little steps happen?
We just have a metal bat.
We do have
that would
I
work.
want a machete.
I bought a baseball bat just to beat the shit out of somebody.
I have a wooden bat. I also have hockey sticks.
I want a metal bat,
I'm
too.
really good with.
was
I
on
mean,
clearance
yes,
when we
I
got
think
it.
I think just being responsible and being intelligent with it. You know what I mean?
But
Like, I
that's
would
the
trust
thing,
myself.
That's the thing is like, what you
Well,
you're a rational human being, but
but-
how do you what thing could convince you to rationalize the next thing?
part of it is that what the license says. I wouldn't have a conceal and carry. I would
Okay.
just own one. You know what I mean? Like, and I would keep it in a safe, and it would be where it's supposed to be. You know what I mean? Like, I think there's different, and I don't think there's anything that would, like, I'm not even saying I'm gonna get one. I'm just saying that was the first thought I had.
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah.
It's just like, I hear what you're saying, and it makes complete sense to me because like I said, I think I shot my dad's rifle once when he was hunting pheasant, like when I was a kid, and I just remember that kick, and that was a negative lasting impression
Oh,
it left.
sure.
So I was like, I don't want anything to do with those fucking things. And then I had a really cool opportunity to go with some hockey players and shoot some sweet ass guns with military people. It was a very, like safe, smart, or intelligent environment.
Yeah,
That's the only times I've ever been around guns in my entire life outside of a BB gun. And so I'm just saying, like, for somebody like me to be thinking that, it's just
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
I don't know that I'll actually go get one. But yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it's like the old
But
cliche.
the world is scary enough now where you're like, shit, am I going to need one? Like,
Yes.
Yeah.
all I think in my head,
And you're right,
this
it's
is so
driven by
crazy,
fear,
is I
but-
think of like Walking Dead. Like people are just like, it's not going to be zombies. It's just people are going to be out and crazed. Everyone's just
The Purge.
I didn't watch that, so I
think
don't.
of The Walking Dead as metaphor.
I'll get back to the
I mean,
Purge.
think of it as metaphor. Like that. I don't think it's like the old poster T-shirt says, guns don't kill people, people kill people. You know what I mean? It's the gun in the wrong person's hands, and when you've got this divide and you've got a president that's egging people on,
Yeah.
it's a matter of time before somebody that's doesn't have all their wits about them, or is at their wits end for that
Yeah.
matter, and
Yeah.
just snaps and goes, all right, fuck it.
Have you watched The Boys?
I watched season 1.
season 2 like does a really good job of kind of showing how crazy the state of things are right now.
Oh, really?
And
I haven't started it yet for some reason. I'm not sure
it's
why.
like if you thought the first one was fucked up, like there are a couple of tough scenes to watch.
Oh, like gross?
Yeah.
Oh.
What's the boys again?
It's the superheroes, like
That
if they were
the
more like
fucked up
celebrities.
superheroes? Yeah. Fucked up superheroes.
That's
yeah.
right.
It actually, there's a lot of parallels to pro athletes.
Yeah,
like
there
a
are.
lot of
Yeah,
the
there
stuff
are.
that they did.
Yeah, just how we pedestalize them and you know,
Yeah.
worship them, and
Yeah.
they can do no wrong, and really they're douchebags, although I don't believe that a lot of pro athletes are douchebags.
Yeah.
But there are some,
There's
of course.
but there's douchebags in every industry.
yeah. It's like we were just talking about. There can be bad apples in
for sure.
every cart, you know.
But yeah, so they tie in some historical stuff that makes you go, it doesn't take much to get to that point in reality.
Yeah.
It just takes the right circumstances. Like you lived most of your life never thinking that you would need a gun.
Right.
Having that inclination, the right type of climate can do that to anybody.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the example. If it can do it to me, if it has
Yeah.
me thinking about it. On a side note, is this fair? Marvel on acid?
It's more like it's more like DC, because DC has always been a little darker.
Yeah.
It's like,
Well, that's where the acid comes in.
Oh, I see.
Marvel on acid.
It's more like
Fucked up, man, but it's
more like-
good.
Alcoholic and slightly racist DC.
Yeah. It's a fucked up show.
Okay, I want to
It's-
talk about the Purge.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
So basically, from dusk until dawn, there are no laws, and you lock your house, and people go out and take vengeance, and can fuck shit up. Like if they have beef, like if I had beef with you, I could show up outside your house and terrorize you.
Is it like once a year in the movie? Is that
Once
like the
a
rule?
year.
Once a year. There's like a 24-hour period, right?
No, it's
No.
from like dusk till dawn.
Okay, sorry, yeah. Yeah, but a lot of it takes place in dark.
Yeah, so like
Dusk till dawn, right? Yeah, duh. Hi.
yeah.
But yeah, people like it's kind of the future, not dystopia, but like in the future. But they would like have metal bars so people can't break into their houses, and
That is terrifying.
yeah, and I'm like, we're like so close to that it's like freaky deaky.
I don't know if we are, but
Well, the weird thing is, I get what you're saying, because all it takes is someone vaguely saying something to Trump, and he thinks of it as an idea
Yes.
rather than somebody just talking about a movie.
Exactly.
we could make money off of this.
Yeah.
That's how he'd think of it.
Like the
It'd be like
Hunger
Hunger
Games.
Games.
Yes.
Yes.
Wait. Not we. Sorry. I could make money off of this. That would be true. Echoing his thoughts.
But I mean,
Yeah,
that
Hunger
because
Games.
the
Yeah.
whole it wasn't bleach, but he was saying inject disinfectant or something.
Yes.
Yeah.
Rubbing alcohol, something like that. So just the vague idea, the way that he takes
He
that,
runs with it.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So
No, he takes a train with it, I should say.
Yeah.
Like,
A bullet train. Yeah.
he's like
Yeah.
Bullet
done.
train. Yeah. Yeah, he's a fucking moron. Period.
And his sheep that follow him are like, oh my God, that's a great idea. Like, let's fuck some shit up and kill some people. Like, no
Yeah.
big deal.
yeah,
This has been way darker and deeper than I expected it to be. Let's end it with something. Let's get off.
Sure,
Like,
sure.
I've been the one bringing it back because I'm as guilty as anybody. But
What y'all doing tomorrow?
fuck,
I'm
We
going to
gotta
get
talk about something
COVID
else.
tomorrow. I'm shooting a wedding, and there's
Oh,
some
yeah.
people there
Oh my God.
who are a little on the anti-mask side.
do you have a hazmat suit you can wear?
Oh my God.
No, I'm doing the family
What
informal
happened,
stuff.
baby?
Oh no.
Were you bummed about the state fair?
Ooh,
I was happy that he didn't have to go.
good question.
Given the circumstances, absolutely not.
Yeah.
It's you know what it's.
It's gotta
like
be a
you
little
enjoy
bittersweet,
it.
right?
Do I answer it politically or do I just tell the truth?
Just tell
Truth.
It's a lot of
the
work.
The truth is, it's exhausting.
Yeah.
When you're out there every single day,
The
it's
drive.
exhausting.
I mean,
Getting
granted,
in and out.
Yep.
And the biggest thing, and this is going to sound like total whining, like I was before radio, I worked on cars. All right, I was dirty, stinky every single day, no matter how much I showered.
Correction, you're still dirty and
shut
stinky.
the hell up. The cracks in my hands were constantly dirty. Right, my knuckles were busted up. I know what real work is. I don't do real work. Having to be on all the time is just like, it does feel a little bit like, even if people don't interact, they walk by and they stare at you.
Yeah.
And you feel like a lion in a zoo or something like that. Like you're
in like a
exhibit.
glass.
Hut.
Yeah.
Well, that I'm thankful for because it's air conditioned in there.
And you got
on
free
hot days,
water.
it's fantastic, and
Yeah.
and you can kind of escape. So I mean, ultimately, first world problems, not really that big of a deal. But within my reality, it's
It's a
exhausting.
lot of work.
So to have one off, but at the same time, it's a really great opportunity to see people face to face,
Yeah,
and
you
I
need
mean, my
foods
job's a
and-
popularity contest. That's what it is, and so to for people to get a chance to come out, and the other thing too that I have a tough time with, and it goes back to what you were talking about with me being approachable or relatable or humble or whatever the hell. At the same time, like if people look at us as local celebrities or that we're even remotely famous-ish or whatever, I should embrace that. And because that's the job, right? Like, so I should, if anybody, like if a kid looks at me as a celebrity, I try to embrace it because that's what we want them to feel like, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, for them to have an opportunity to come out and meet us, that's, it's invaluable for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, it's free marketing, you know what I mean? So in that regard, and it is like, there's this one family that they've come out every year since I got here.
Oh, wow.
And they were in Omaha. And
wow.
Yeah, and they came and they moved up here and they listened to me back there.
Oh, that's
And
crazy.
And so every year they come out, and that's the only time I ever see them. And I've watched their kids grow up essentially. So it's like that stuff I totally miss because it's like it's you have these connections of people that you see once a year, and it's like and it's you have your little little routines or little traditions or whatever with people and stuff. So yeah, in that regard, I miss it for sure. Like she posted pictures on Facebook of like the kids through the years that they took with me, and it was like, holy crap, look at, they were like little and now they're big, and
Wow.
that's because it's quite a few years now.
Yeah,
So so and there are definitely
so I think it's a new year.
push and pull. Yeah. I mean, it's
Yeah.
on one hand, it's awesome to not, although it hasn't been hot, so it would have been fine, weather wise. But
for the
on
first year ever.
And with
last year was
the
pretty
new
mild.
diet plan too.
It's because, well, no, I was gonna say because climate change, but that's not real. So,
good point.
Yeah, so but it's been cooler. So how could it be climate change? How could it be global warming if it's cooler? I don't know. Maybe extremes. I don't know. Anyway, see, I keep bringing it back to these big issues when we can just keep it simple and light. But no, actually, the last couple of years have been pretty tame, pretty tolerable, actually. But it's just, I'm out there and all the stuff I'm super allergic to: trees, grass, dirt, dust,
People.
all of that stuff.
Yeah.
Cigarette smoke, everything.
Oh, really?
Oh, I'm allergic to everything. I'm a freaking bubble boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And so I'd come home drained every single day between having to be on and standing out there in grass, trees, the bark on the trees, dust being shot up everywhere,
Smoke.
Yeah.
dirt, cigarette smoke, everything. Yeah. Like
Mix that with him like in his moods. He was a treat.
beef. Yeah. Yeah. It was like I'd just come home mentally, physically drained.
Yeah.
And it was hard if
like-
I've had a long day and he was at the state fair all day and on top of a bad mood. I'm like, fuck, I'm stuck like this.
Yeah, that's a rough
And it was
one,
hard
man.
not to hold resentment.
Well, it was
Yeah.
rough for both of us,
Yeah.
Yeah, because those days were legitimate. Like those days legitimately exhausted. You know what I mean? Again, between having to be on and then like this whole part of my face, the whole front part of my face would just be call it top heavy.
Sure.
Where like from here up,
That's been you like forever.
you just want to
though,
go
right?
like this. You want to just go like this because this is top heavy. Because everything is so packed in here. Everything in here is so packed that you just want to close your eyes and put your head down. And it's just like, ugh, sinuses, whatever. Anyway, so
No,
I
get
married.
what
you're
you're
saying.
saying.
That's actually I married Kim because she's top heavy.
that's a different kind of top heavy.
Oh,
Yeah, that's a gift. Mine's not.
Excuse me?
Sorry, what?
Yours what?
no,
You have a
no.
gift?
He means his face.
No, you have a gift.
I know my dentist told me I have a strong tongue. I know.
I was thinking of the junk in the trunk, but that's fine.
Oh,
you have
funny.
She legit
Let's-
said that. I'm like, oh yeah.
we'll make a Tesla reference. You have junk in the trunk. She's got junk in the frunk.
Oh, the frunk. I like it.
Junk. Yeah, there's actually a guy I follow on Instagram that bought a Tesla Model X, and that's what his Instagram is, junk in the frunk. I'm like,
that's
that's
funny.
clever.
That is clever.
Yeah.
Can't use that for my Volkswagen. I'm getting.
Yeah, we are next year we enter the electric world. This is a guy. He's a brilliant rebel, is what he is.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like whether it's SpaceX or Hyperloop or man, have you seen his
Hyperloop.
brain Hyperloop? Have you heard of Hyperloop?
Lube?
Loop.
No, I'm just being sarcastic.
Have you heard of Hyperloop?
No, but
So he talks about, I think he talks about it on Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
We talk about expanding as humans. Everybody thinks we have to go up. He's like, we have tons of room to go down. So he's got vacuum tubes underground that'll take us from like Chicago to LA.
oh, I thought you meant like growing tall. He's like, no, we got
No,
we gotta
building-
expand this way. I'm like,
Building up. We always think we have to go up with like airplanes
Yeah,
and
no.
buildings. He's saying we've got like 25 miles we can go down. So he's got one tester, I think, in LA right now. He's talking about Chicago to LA in like 45 minutes.
He'll be the first one to make a flying car.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, we already know.
We don't-
Area
no.
51 has them. But
I don't think we ever get to flying cars. I don't think they're going to be necessary.
But Elon
think-
Musk is that type of guy
Yeah,
that
for
would
sure.
do
Yeah.
it just for fun.
for sure.
Like if I told you that, so the funniest thing, so Joe Rogan is like fascinated by this the Hyperloop thing, and he's like, "What? How did you even start? What? Why would you even think of that?" He was like, "Well, I looked at the county, and I said, what does it take to dig a hole really deep?" And they were like, "Well, you just buy land." And then he was like, "Any land?" They're like, "Yeah, well, I mean, obviously it has to meet whatever regulations for that area." He was like, "So I just need a permit, and then I can just dig a really deep hole." And that's the funny thing is he kept just saying it like that.
Yeah.
And they were
but
like,
that's how his brain works.
yeah. And so
It's all so simple to him.
they were like, "Well, yeah, sure." And so Rogan
course.
kept asking these questions. He was like, I got a permit, and I dug a really deep hole."
wow.
He's like, "But wait, there's more." No. About a
That's
permit.
simple.
dug a
And
re-
what's the brain one?
yeah,
Neuralink.
Yeah, Neuralink.
Which on the surface sounds batshit crazy. And like I'm not so blinded by Elon Musk that I can't admit that things could, like if Neuralink, it's sort of like your classic comic book movie.
Yeah.
If it falls into the wrong hands, I trust right now, I trust in him that he'll do the right things with it. But so he's talking about a little tiny implant that's like the size of like what did he describe it as? Like a large pill, basically.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that by like that. That you drill a hole in the brain and then there's nodes that attach to the brain and they will attach it to the necessary parts of the brain depending on what your ailment is. He's talking about, now whether or not I totally believe this, I don't know, but the logic is there. The on paper, it makes sense. He's talking about if you're a paraplegic, all that is a disconnect between the brain and your legs. Neuralink will patch that disconnect. You'll be able to walk again. What? And then he's talking about another level, like being able to communicate without talking.
That's no.
Yeah, it's crazy talk.
Well, and he compared it to like
he just wants microchip everyone so he knows where they all are, and that's what this
Yeah.
COVID
Big
vaccine's
brother.
gonna be.
Right.
I don't care. Microchip me. Then
But-
if I get kidnapped, someone can find me. I don't care.
Joe Rogan compared it to the Matrix, and he was like, "Yeah, you want to know kung fu?"
You're talking about a guy who believes he believes we're living in a simulation.
Right.
Or he thinks it's
Whatever
very, very
gets you through
possible.
the day.
No, he thinks it's very, very possible. I think that's how he worded it.
Well, the way that
He's
he
a
words
fascinating
it
dude.
is that the math is there, and because of the math, the probability leans towards the fact that we're living in a simulation.
Right. I don't believe that, but
Well, you have
Who
to.
am I to-
that-
Are we
that-
really even here right now? Are
that-
we
Are
really
we?
people?
are we?
That's the concept of free will. Is that if you live your life with the thought that there is no free will, then you cease to exist.
Right.
Like there's that train of thought. Mm-hmm. So you have to live like there is free will, even if it's all an illusion.
Right.
You have to live that way, otherwise you just stop existing.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, he's a fascinating dude. Like I think he's elevated to the top of my list of people I'd like to sit and have dinner and a drink with.
Yeah.
Like just to pick his brain, like 'cause he thinks in a completely different way than everybody else on the planet, I think. And I love how people like to try to discredit him. Like,
Yeah.
well, he's not really a scientist. He's not really an engineer. I'm like, yeah, but you know what, though? He's pretty smart at this. He's pretty smart at this. And then he's really smart at having a vision and accumulating wealth. He's really good at that stuff. And he's got enough science to be dangerous. He's got enough engineer to him to be dangerous.
Oh, yeah.
And then he employs other people who are really good at that stuff around him. I have no doubt he'll die on Mars. No doubt.
Interesting.
That's what he
Maybe
wants.
he already did.
He wants. Well, that's a very good point.
maybe we're on Mars right now.
He said that. He said, "I want to die on Mars."
Wow, I had
And it's
never heard him say that.
And again, people think he's batshit crazy because he's interested in exploration. Like that would be the dream
You wanna
scenario.
know
Instead,
something? I bet he pays more than $750 in taxes.
I bet he does too. He
You wanna
probably
know
pays
something
his
else?
shit. Like,
I want to die in Uranus.
this is what I live with.
God, that was perfect.
How long were
That
you
was
thinking
pretty
that?
good. That's your new.
For like 5 seconds.
That's
Yeah,
the new.
that
That's
was
the new
really
title
good.
for the "I Want to Die in Uranus."
That's
the new
perfect.
title.
That's it.
That's the. Ooh, I just cut the cheese. You guys are a fart family, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I'm
what I thought. I couldn't
surprised it
remember.
took him that long.
I've got it all out while I've been peeing. But yeah, and actually, it's coming again.
It's
I'm gonna have to
weird
go
that
pee
you
again.
fart through your penis like that.
No, I farted out of my beehole while I was tinkling.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Have you never been
So
in a men's
women
room?
queef. What do they call it for men?
Yeah,
There's
what
no
do they
such thing.
call
I
it?
don't fart out of my
Peef.
penis.
Is it peefing?
Yeah, peefing.
Go again.
Okay, have fun
Have
All
peefing.
this
fun
pee talk.
peefing.
Prostate.
I was gonna say that. They start checking that, around your age.
Oh, he knows.
Good. I've had it.
He's had it checked.
Should we do an ad real quick, Dad?
Ooh. Good Lord.
Did you get that one?
I got
I
it.
should have put the microphone to it. That would have been
No,
good.
oh, that one will register.
Oh, that
I'm not
one's-
worried about that one.
It's registering right now. Sorry.
In your nose?
Yep.
Oh,
Do you
Lord.
still want to die in Uranus?
Yes.
Do you want to die in mine?
Yes.
Wow. You're brave.
Wrong.
Get a gas mask.
All right. Well,
Love.
we went full Joe Rogan on this
We
one.
did. Like that was.
You were joking, but it really happened.
It's
Yeah,
good though.
that's super
Are
funny.
you gonna put the whole thing out?
Like Kim was saying when you were taking your 15th piss,
Yeah.
which is funny because I'm usually the one that does that.
Dude, seriously, there's been two and a half of those and 4 of those. So yeah.
I
Jesus.
usually go through one of these when we record.
Yeah.
The squirt water.
I sounded a little like the Silence of the Lambs guy there for the second. Sorry.
Yeah, you did. A little creepy.
But okay. Well, I mean, I feel like I don't even need to say this, but social medias, where can people find you?
At
You
Paul
can't
Fletcher.
find me.
Yeah, she's
Nice.
private on everything. So
Good.
you can request.
Do you
No.
want to be found?
Yeah.
This is my life.
That's Spencer Girl.
No, it's
Oh,
probably
that's-
no, it's at probably Spencer.
Yeah.
At probably Spencer on OnlyFans.com.
She's a tool.
So it's P Fletcher at
No.
prostate.
Yeah. Yes.
Find
it's
us
that.
at Pornhub. At Uranus.
This is a good point to plug our sponsor, Grindr,
Yeah. Right.
new skateboarding app.
I don't think that's what
Find
it is.
ledges and rails.
I don't think that's
Grinding
what.
on
Yeah.
that
Right.
wood.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, there we go.
I don't think that's what it is. At Paul Fletcher 971.
At Paul
On everything.
Fletcher 971. Obviously, you can listen to him on iHeartRadio, iHeartMedia, KFan.
No,
No,
not really much anymore. No.
Oh, okay.
Especially with COVID.
Yeah,
I don't go in that studio.
okay.
because you kind of got to stick in your own spaces, right?
It's well, and that has become a revolving door that I don't understand. I have all kinds of guests in and stuff. I'm like, I don't even want to go anywhere near that studio.
Yeah.
What's the charity that you do every year?
Hendrickson Foundation.
Hendrickson Foundation.
Yeah, that's an awesome organization.
Yes.
providing hockey for those with physical and mental disabilities. Pretty awesome. It's pretty cool. It's actually it gives more meaning to a simple game, you know?
Yeah.
It gives purpose to a silly game.
Perfect. So do that. Donate to that. Check it out. And as always, like, share, subscribe, all the fun stuff.
Do it.
Subscribing really helps us out.
And comment. And leave reviews.
Like and
Reviews.
5 stars.
I was going to say the reviews for sure.
Right down here.
You know, a thing that when I've had podcasts, a thing that I've come to is, I love this. You should steal it. Leave us a 5-star review. If you can't give us 5 stars, please reach out and tell me why, and we'll fix it.
I like it.
Because I don't want
If
a
it's
4-star. I don't want a 4-star or a 3-star. Give me 5. And if you can't give me 5, let me know why, and I'll fix it.
I like
and
that.
if it's getting rid
Or I'll
of
cut
Chris,
you.
then we'll get rid of him, and it'll just be my podcast.
I do want to do. Actually, you would be
That
a good.
sounds scary.
I wanted to do an episode where it's Kim and 3 other women.
Yes.
Oh, God.
I'm down.
What if they start menstruating together?
That is
I don't
true.
have a
And
uterus
then
anymore, so boom!
attract all
Little
those
bitch.
bears.
Attract all those bears.
Bears
and
beat
sharks.
Battlestar Galactica.
Can we do a free bleed episode?
Oh,
bleed.
my God.
Bleed free.
Thank you. Oh, we're white.
Maybe
pants.
not on these chairs though.
No,
That's
no,
No, these are
Embrace
new.
it.
These look
Embrace
good
it.
still, yeah.
Yeah.
Embrace the flow.
Yeah.
So the last thing that we do, our listeners are called ducklings.
Okay.
So we say au revoir, little ducklings, quack quack.
Or while little ducklings quack quack.
Au revoir, little ducklings. Quack, quack.
Say that again.
It's really hard to do right
Is it
now.
au revoir?
We actually
Au revoir.
Au revoir. Au revoir. Au revoir. Au
Yeah,
revoir.
it is au
Au
revoir.
little ducklings. And there goes the bottle again. That poor water bottle. It's getting its ass kicked tonight.
good job.